So welcome everybody. Another Lunch and Learn from Lean 42. I'm Fabian Kainzinger. I'm working as a consultant at Lean 42. And with me today is Marina.
Hi everyone. It's a pleasure being part of this session today. So I'm Marina Pova. I'm a consultant also, like Fabian, in Lean 42. We specialize in enterprise architecture, in Lean and Agile practices, and project management as well. So, as I mentioned before, it's a great pleasure to be part of this session today and share the insights from the SAP Transformation Excellence Summit in Frankfurt that me and Fabian were part of. So, looking very forward to the insights that we have to share and also comments from the audience.
Good, yeah. We attended the summit. It was from Monday to Wednesday this week in Frankfurt, kind of the same place at the conference center near the main station. Kind of the same place it was last year, but last year it was the still a LeanIX Summit, but now with the acquisition, they widen a little bit the scope. It's not only LeanIX, it was also with Signavio and a kind of a new tool, the WalkMe tool, and it's no longer LeanIX Connect Summit. It was the SAP Transformation Summit. So again, about 2 days, started on Monday evening. There were some in the afternoon, some workshops. We didn't attend, to be honest, and then there was some kind of evening reception, and then we had a full workshop day or talk day with talks and some guided tours and so on, and on Tuesday and also then on Wednesday until several halls, main hall, main stage, several talks were given also in parallel and keynotes, and we also had some guided tours, kind of a new thing they introduced, so you could sign up for one and then they guided you around from one vendor to the other, and you can hear quite quickly from them what they wanted to present you. So it was something 50 minutes tour, but 6 minutes there, 7 minutes there, quite a hustle. Everybody was late, but it was interesting. Of course, you could also move around yourself during the breaks and talk to all the vendors and see what is presented at the booth. And on the second day, on Tuesday, we had an evening event nearby. I think it was quite fun. Some party and disco, and I think we liked it. There was a long kicker table soccer thing, and we could play maybe 20 or even 30 people in parallel. I really liked it. Okay, what was it about? It was about...
I'll start indeed from the first day, the 7th of October, Monday. So that day was called the Partners Day. So Lean 42 is also a partner of LeanIX SAP. So we attended some sessions there. Everything was mostly focused around the topic of business transformation and continuous improvement. There was it was a panel discussion in that one for people that were representative from all three tools, so SAP Signavio, SAP LeanIX, WalkMe. They shared the tools' advantages. They shared also areas for improvement for each one of the tools. Besides that, a main focus of the discussion was how to shape tomorrow's business with SAP Business Transformation Management. So another very interesting topic on that one. It was mostly focused, as I mentioned before, in the area of business transformation, applications improvement, processes, the engagement of people, the collection of data, the quality of data that should be in the tool, and also the insights that they could have from the partner's perspective as well. So there were some questions from the audience there, the insights that the audience as partners shared, some key instructions or key advices, suggestions that they offered. So overall, it was a very impressive kind of panel discussion from the content that the panelists shared, but also from the comments that came from the audience. Then around 6 o'clock, from 6 to 9 indeed, we had a welcome reception, and also it was like a connect event. So in that one, we connected with new people that were attending the conference. Some people were our existing connections, like customers, also business partners, but also we had the chance to make some new amazing people that had attended the conference, and would be part of the conference for the whole 3 days. I would jump right now to the second day for our attendance, but the first day of the conference, which was the 8th of October. In that one,
Let
I
me
joined some sessions.
quickly,
Yeah.
Marina, quickly give you a kind of an overview, what this was about. I think you already told it was the basis was laid on the first day a little bit, and then they continued with the opening ceremony kind of and introduction. And it's more like now what SAP is now thriving is business transformation.
Yeah.
You already said that it's not only technology and IT. And they were quite open about this, that they said this is rather new for them. So it's not that they help customers with migrating, doing technology transitions. Of course, there's still a lot of S/4HANA transitions, but it's now on a wider scale. And this is where they bring in all the three tools. LeanIX as enterprise architecture, giving the overall picture, the overview, also bringing in the business view. Then Signavio, which is even longer part of the SAP family for process management, process discovery, process optimization, and now newly just acquired some month ago, WalkMe, insights platform, how people internally work and also help them, internal employees, maybe also external, they're going in the direction to do the processes, to fill a form, to jump from system to system and help them with their daily work. And this is now also with all the talks kind of they were given, some were focusing more on the enterprise architecture, one more of the process side, but the overall was SAP is now doing and helping customers with the business transformation overall.
Yeah.
Good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, and somehow in the same mood, it continued also the second day, which was on the 8th of October. So the sessions that I joined in that one had been three indeed. The first one was how we accelerated our SAP S/4HANA transformation with plug and gain at deal aviation. Then the second one, developing a brownfield but lean enterprise architecture operating model. And the third one, why CIOs should care about enterprise architecture. I would focus to two of them. The first one is the developing a brownfield but lean enterprise architecture operating model. This presentation was delivered by Christos Athanasakis. The company was a company that was operating in the electricity and natural gas industry. It was a Greek company called PPC SA. And what the presenter shared in this one was the introduction of the PPC digital transformation and growth momentum. Basically, he made a short introduction about how they established the enterprise architecture as a service. It was a very crucial moment, according to him, because they had a lot of challenges doing so. And they also saw that EA had been very crucial in ensuring coherence and also alignment across various modernization projects within the organization. He also noticed that EA capability was developed in motion, so brownfield, and it was happening alongside ongoing transformational initiatives that the company had, but also along with regular operations. He shared with us how they became from zero to hero in 18 months for the EA capabilities part. So he deep dived into this part of the EA function within the organization. He shared insights regarding the strategies that they had followed, the processes, the cultural shifts that were necessary to establish the robust EA capability in this organization, and also the strategic operational steps that he had taken regarding the EA function, regarding the KPIs that they had determined, the proposed lean operating model for such capabilities. It was very, very interesting because he also shared with us as an audience how to build an effective strategy and architecture advisory capability. And he shared with us how important was to form a specialized team within EA, within the EA unit, in order to drive the EA agenda and provide tailored support across various departments. Also, he shared with us how important it is to have a very well-built reference architecture. So he shared with us a lot of tips regarding their experience, and also there were a lot of questions from the audience regarding the main challenges that he was experiencing while building up the EA operating unit and the strategy that was developed through them. So very, very impressive, like a talk, because was sharing a good working methods and also some key insights regarding how to build the EA operating unit. And then another interesting session I mentioned also before was why CIOs should care about enterprise architecture. I was very, very intrigued regarding the title that this session had, because it seems very instructive somehow, with a lot of recommendation and suggestions, and highlighting the value that enterprise architecture has and why CIOs should take care for it. This session was delivered by Annette Hamann. She's the CIO of Bayersdorf. For those that don't know the company, I would give a specific example of it. So the company specializes in the skincare industry. And what is special about them is that they have a product that everybody knows, such as the Nivea cream. And she shared with us some very nice recommendation and suggestions why CIOs should take care of their enterprise architecture and why enterprise architecture should be part of their attention in their daily operations, in the strategy that they have to build in order to make this alignment between IT and business. And the main takeaways, I would say, is that for sure, enterprise architecture helps to balance stability within organization, helps driving innovation, helps to drive cost efficiency initiatives within the IT organizations. At the same time, she told us how important it is to have the right capability map, so to map the business capabilities to technologies and to identify the gaps. In terms of identifying which systems are underutilized, which are the tools that are outdated, how process could be time after time misaligned with the business goals. And at the same time, to get to know more that CIOs can optimize the use of existing resources, maintaining cost efficiency, and driving innovation more effectively within their organizations when they have a very well-built EA practices within their organizations. It was, she shared also challenges from the daily work that she had to do when building EA within Bayersdorf. She said how crucial was the cooperation between teams, the alignment between teams, how important it is to promote the EA initiative within the organization, and how important is that everybody is aligned and everybody seems on the same line at the moment that they start with the EA practice. And then that were the main talks on the first day of the conference, according to me. I don't know, Fabian, if you had something from the first day, any talk that you would be interested in before I jump to the next day.
Jump to the next day. I have something at the end, some insights. Sure.
So for the next day, so the second day of the conference, which was October 9, Wednesday, I was part of different talks. The first one was AI adoption and governance, navigating the hype and reality of generative AI. The second talk was navigating complexity, transforming architecture and data estate with FAIR principles. And the third talk was mastering AI governance with LeanIX, how Dr. Falk Pharma boosted enterprise AI adoption, decision-making, and risk awareness. To be sincere, what I noticed also during the second day was that a lot of attendees were very, very interested in the topics that were regarding generative AI. So there was a very high curiosity for this kind of topic. And I saw that these sessions that were talking for AI were fully packed. So, for example, the first session, AI adoption and governance, navigating the hype and reality of generative AI. This presentation was delivered by Felix Hoffman. He was a representative from SAP LeanIX, and Walter Mertens, who was a representative of Calibra. This session was focused on this part of explaining this hype of generative AI, so how important it is into organizations. So this kind of obsession that everybody has right now with the usage of artificial intelligence. So organizations are looking for ways to leverage artificial intelligence quickly, effectively, and securely. So this one seems to be the goal. But there are a lot of requirements needed to do that for the successful adoption of artificial intelligence within the organizations. And they shared with us some tips and some insights from the daily work regarding the adoption of AI into their processes. They told us how they were applying and how they were deploying artificial intelligence in the application landscape and ensuring the right data are being fed to the artificial intelligence enabled applications and models as well. The session deep dived into how organizations could achieve control over where and how AI is impacting the data flow and how AI is being leveraged across their IT landscape. And at the same time, they brought into our attention how important was to discuss with executives and also with architects, business architects, enterprise architects, and data architects as well to better manage the artificial intelligence initiatives, at the same time to accelerate adoption and to drive innovation within their organizations. They also told us that sometimes AI could be very misleading. So they had a very interesting case when one of the guys that were part of the presentation, they had asked AI on providing a picture of himself regarding the hobbies that he has. And what the end result of the photo was very extreme because it looked nothing like the guy itself and was completely something else. So they said that AI sometimes could be very misleading. And this is very important to know how to take the right measurements in order to take the result that you want from the adoption of the AI practices within the organizations. So overall, this was from my side. So the main takeaways and the main sessions that I really enjoyed. Maybe I could add something else, something more special. I also enjoyed on the second day the inspirational keynote from Oliver Bierhoff, which is a famous German football player. He told us about the challenges that he had in the football space. So he somehow delivered the promise of being an inspirational presentation, because at the end he shared the challenges that were personal challenges regarding the football space. But then this kind of combination that we did between football and business, the finance world, the marketing world as well, because he has been a top brand ambassador for a lot of brands worldwide, SAP particularly, and that's why he was part of that session as well. So it was quite inspirational, that kind of talk, not only because it was focused on the professional side, but also on the personal side as well. So that was all about the main takeaways that I could say regarding the conference from my side. So Fabian, what about you?
Marina, thanks a lot. So, something about the talks, the real talks I would like to add. It was also, I think, it was on the second day. It was from MediaMarkt Saturn, one of our customers. Chris and Stefan gave the talk. Chris is head of EA, and Stefan is working within his team. And they told a love story. Yeah, a love story, how they adopted LeanIX and started with some really good information, some very good practice, what they shared, how they chose LeanIX, how they chose the EA tool. This is also something we regularly do with our customers, help them choosing the tool, and they laid out in their talk what they had. So first of all, they had some basic EA strategy, EA principles, EA way of working, where they wanted to go. So they wanted to focus on objectives, for example, and they had exploration discovery was a main theme within their EA story, just to give you some. Also, collaboration was something which was on their map. They set up a vision. What do they want to do with the tool? Yeah, for example, they already knew they wanted to have an application map, something like this, and also something like application landscape, some enterprise architecture, decision records. But they also clearly defined what is out of scope for the EA tool, like, for example, they won't capture engineering tools, or they won't do business processes, neither designing nor managing nor capturing them in detail. Then they also set up, and I think this is quite cool, personas. So they had some kind of fictive people and thought about what they would like to have from the A group and from a tool, and how they would interact and how they would use it. And with that all in place, they did a long list, short list, the usual thing, and in the end started with LeanIX and installed it. Yeah. And then their adaptation for the first year, I think it's now more than, roughly a year they're using the tool. They started not from the technical IT level, more from the business level. So they focused on business capability, business objectives, business objects, or a little bit objectives, applications, and brought them all together, a little bit interfaces also. Now they are also going into business domains, and they're introducing their products. Yeah, MediaMarkt Saturn, big retailer of consumer electronics. So they are bringing in their, not the real products, but kind of the products groups, or what they do. And also the user groups, because they're very diversified throughout Europe. I think it's something like 20 or so countries which they operate in. So this is also important thing. And for the future, they are then going some deeper technical levels, a little bit deeper, and they will have something like IT components and so on. And also they shared with us how they set it up. So their complete meta model was there on screen. Really interesting. Also some supportive fact sheet. It's like assets or processes from the enterprise architecture view are only supportive in that case. Yeah, and after 1 year, really doing well with their tool. They like it. It has reached good quality of data, highly adopted within the company, and they're producing a lot of results. Yeah, so they're now for application modernization, rationalization, which was one of their use cases. They're quite mature. Transparency in the fields they already covered is already there, and all the IT-related decision-making processes have already been improved. There's a little bit, from boulders and rocks to stars. It's also how they called it and how they introduced their whole talk, what the theme was. There's still a lot of to do, but they're very well underway. And it was really good to see in a lot of practice what they shared, how to introduce such a tool and how to do that and how to make it, valuable for your company. Coming back to business transformation, the main theme of the whole conference. This was also covered in kind of the keynotes throughout the 2 days, and mainly what we both, Marina and I, attended was of course the LeanIX keynote from Andre, as usual, and what he thinks about, or what SAP also wants to drive with business transformation. He gave some insights, and I think this was quite interesting how the tool would develop and how business transformation in the future would be supported by the SAP tool chain, also with Signavio and WalkMe. So important thing is for the future, he said, and I think we can all confirm that it's simply true to say that, it will be EA, or the transformation will be more data-driven. AI will help it. Marina already mentioned the high interest in generative AI. This was also part, of course, of the keynotes, and they claimed that it will be AI-empowered. It kind of already is, but there will be some features upcoming, and it will be embedded within a tool chain, also within the company, the business transformation. So whatever you do, they call it now transformation, even it's just a smaller technical change where you say, we'll replace a product or so with a tool chain. See it from a business transformation point of view. EA tools in the future should have a trusted inventory, architecture insights, some recommendations, and also some guided transformations. And for that, one feature that will be upcoming in the next year in LeanIX is something that you can build your inventory using AI-powered help. You just put in something drag and drop, like a Word document or an Excel file or a PDF, which outlines a little bit your architecture, your landscape, and then you get some data extracted, like what elements are in there, what fact sheets have been found by analyzing this document with AI, and then you map it to the repository and say, for example, yeah, 10 applications found, 3 are in there, 7 you can add, just click here. So we'll really simplify building up your inventory and not copying, pasting single cells from Excel files. You can just drop documents, we'll analyze, and then it will step by step build up the repository. That's what they advertised. Software bill of materials is also an important thing, being more prominent, and this will be integrated. The integration also throughout the whole tool chain. So it's also given a product management talk for LeanIX will be much more intensified, not only SAP related tool, but also the partners LeanIX has. So integration will also be pushed to a further level, and also automatic discoveries, for example, in cloud or in SAP landscapes. Joule will come to LeanIX. It's already present with Signavio. It's the SAP chatbot, so you can use it then soon, maybe even this year, for navigation. So tell Joule what you want to see, where you want to go, what insights you want, and then we'll open the appropriate report or guide you to a certain fact sheet or a certain section or some data for it. So you don't need to search. You can use kind of natural language, and it finds everything in the tool. Architecture decisions, we have done that already kind of with several of our customers to have that in the tool as a separate fact sheet type. Now there will be a separate section with several functionality behind it where you can record your architecture decisions. So when you're doing transformation, you decide on the way you're doing upfront decision, you all can be in there, and it's of course related to the landscape. So whenever you are somewhere, maybe in a fact sheet, you can already also see what's the genesis of it. Why is it there? Yeah, we had a decision 2 years ago. That was a good thing, good feature. And also transformations then, like where do we come from, or so what was the transformation, will also be present, the transformations present within the fact sheet, the transformations you modeled. Yeah, so that's it with about LeanIX. About Signavio. Signavio already has some more AI capabilities integrated. The same thing that I showed with LeanIX will also be present in Signavio, that you can, for example, put in something by drag and drop and it's analyzed by AI. One of the quite interesting new use cases was that they could put in, for example, a quarterly report of SAP themselves, and then the AI makes some recommendations. As far as I got it, this is something like there's something predefined, and then AI analyzes it and tells you which of the predefined recommendations, where to improve your process, which area to look into, also when you do it, what would be a good way to do it, what would be KPIs to look after, what certain high-level processes would look like if you change. This is then part of what the AI presents you, and then you can see for yourself and say, okay, this is maybe a good start how to improve from a process point of view. But overall, it's linked to a much higher level, to the strategy itself, and it's derived kind of from your reports. You also get some insights, and I think this is really interesting, how your benchmark is, how you benchmark maybe compare with others. So within your industry, how good you are or not so good. This is also something that's given them with Signavio. Behavioral analysis is something that will be upcoming, but this is something next year, quite a future topic also, and the value analysis. So from behavioral analysis and comparison, this will step up and go to some kind of value analysis. And from WalkMe, they basically presented their current state. It's also AI powered, so they not only help you with tools where you have interfaces and which is programmed into the WalkMe tool. No, there's no programming interface. It's on top of all tools. WalkMe doesn't need any interfaces to tools, so it helps you throughout the tasks you do, whatever your journey is within the tool chain in the company. And it also, of course, analyzes how the behavior is. So when WalkMe is there and guides you, it also observes what you do. And then as a company, you get a lot of insights where time is lost, where processes fail, where they need to be picked up again after some days or so. So really, very, very good and very interesting thing. The integrations with WalkMe, as it has been acquired just some months ago, is just a little bit more upcoming than the other ones. So these three tools, and this was, together are the value proposition in the field of business transformation. This is what SAP presented throughout the conference. So it's no longer the EA conference, but more or much more. And I think, it was good. It was rather interesting. Marina, you already said a lot of time to make some connections to people you don't know. Some good talks to listen to get some insights. Also, have a little bit of fun on the evening party breakout session, evening breakout session. Good. I think that's it. Thanks to everybody for tuning in for this lunch and learn. And if you have any questions, just contact us via LinkedIn, and see you soon with the next one.
See you.
Bye.